Hello, this is a response video to the Selfish Gene Prelude. This is one of those examples of the lesser of two evils. In this case it's Dawkins, because Hamilton is just way worse than the altruist tent. And I guess what I'm going to say, I might as well preface what I'm going to say with I'm a big Ayn Rand fan, really big in objectivism, so it's going to tent my view on this. But, there's one thing in here where Dawkins says something that I think is right, but he uses the wrong word. And when I tell you what it is, you're going to think, well, it's just a technicality. But he uses the word reciprocal altruism, and I really think he should have used the word trade or free market or market even, or at least just trade. Which you might be thinking, reciprocal altruism, trade, they're the same thing. Who cares what it is? Well, they're different. It really bogs up the meanings of the words, because to me altruism, it's not altruism if you get anything from it. I mean, reciprocal altruism, that's like saying smart dumb. Like, at least by my definition of altruism, there's no such thing as reciprocal altruism, because no one's sacrificing anything. If no one's really sacrificing, then it's not altruism, it's trade. So I really wish you would reuse the word trade instead of reciprocal altruism. That's a very important point, I think. If you use trade, I'd be like, whoa, he's awesome. But no, he used the dumb word, I think. And there's another point I wanted to make. This Hamilton guy drives me nuts with his veneer theory. This whole idea that we're all nasty. He defines what I think is good as nasty. They're all like just because we're selfish, or it counts as selfishness as like evil and nasty, when it's just okay. Selfishness is pretty much like, I own my body, I own the works of my body, and no one has a claim on my works, on the fruits of my labor. And if I don't want to sacrifice myself and my stuff to other people, well, that's my dang business. Because I start with myself, I think of myself first, and then I sort of logically come to how I interact with other people. And the best method for, I guess you'd call an egoist to relate to other people would be through trade. That's the best way, I think. And I don't define selfishness by the altruist definition of a person sacrificing others to himself, because I don't consider that selfishness. That's parasitism. And parasitism isn't selfish, because the whole idea is like, well, for one, it's evil. It's the initiation of force and fraud on other people. And it's not selfish in the long run, because what if you run out of victims? You're screwed. Or what if your victims decide to say, we don't want to be victims anymore, and we hate you, so we're going to fight you back? So it's just not a good idea. So I object to Hamilton's idea of his use of the word nasty in here, because I don't think there's anything inherently nasty about living for oneself and being an egoist. He's like in Peter Singer level, which is another reason why I've had my some problems with Dawkins, because Dawkins is like a real big into Peter Singer, and I think Peter Singer was just wrong on everything. I don't think that my life should be on some sacrificial altar that anyone in need. Because it's like the John Galt speech, where like when you take altruism to its limit, to its like extreme, whenever you see a poor person, you feel guilt because you should be giving your money to them. You feel guilt because you feel like you owe them money just because they're poorer than you. And whenever you see someone who's a little bit richer than you, you feel a hint of anger because their extra money that they have, way more than you, belongs to you because you're the poorer one. So that's sort of the problem. Instead of realizing that we start with ourselves first, and what other people make really doesn't matter. I mean, like, if someone's dying, sure, go ahead and help them out. But your whole life shouldn't be about looking for dying people to save, I think. And then, on that note, I think investment's better than charity. I'm just saying. I recommend Stossel's video series on greed on that particular note. And my videos have to be under 10 minutes, so I'm ending here. Thank you.